Hey everybody, it's Anna. Time for a new tarot story this week. So we start with the Tuesday card, and for that we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So I connect the number 8 to feeling in flow and high momentum and mastery. And Pentacles are connected to the physical realm. So they're about your job, things you do in the physical world, hobbies, as well as your physical wellness and resources like money and energy. So when this card shows up, it's the Eight of Pentacles. It is, we are in mastery and in flow in the physical realm. So the image shows a man crafting pentacles. That's a physical act. He's making these pentacles, and he's on his 8th one, which means he's done this for quite a while. And at this point, he probably, very likely has muscle memory in how to do this. This means he doesn't have to work that hard. He can just enjoy his own mastery here. He can let something flow, let himself, go into a zone of creation without having to put a lot of extra effort into it. It reminds me of when they told you, I remember at one point they were saying you should crochet or knit as a meditation. Now, if you've ever done that, which I have, when you're learning to knit or crochet, it is not meditative because you have to learn how to do it, right? But at some point, once you get the hang of it, you can kind of go into a muscle memory flow, and that's why it's so calming and relaxing to the mind, because the mind doesn't have to work at it anymore. So that's what this image is, right? This came to us reversed. That suggests to me that we may be blocking our ability to appreciate our flow. And that could be because our mind is monitoring us. Like the mind doesn't really trust that we have flow. It doesn't really trust our muscle memory. It doesn't trust our intuitive capacity to do this. And so it's watching too closely. It's overthinking, right? And so that overthinking introduces resistance to our natural energy flow and actually messes us up, right? It could also be a tendency for perfectionism, like trying to say, well, I want to make this absolutely perfect. I'm not going to make any mistakes. And that, again, is introducing vigilance that throws things off. So it's important to realize that being in mastery, being in flow is not an indication of perfection. Perfection is not possible in the physical world. It never was. It's not a standard by which we judge anything, right? So the idea that we can do it is a misunderstanding the mind has created for itself. So instead, all of these pentacles, if we look at these close up, right? They're not going to be the same. There's going to be slight imperfections, slight shifts in them because a human is crafting them. That's what makes, an original painting more valuable than a copy of an original painting or like a Xerox copy, right? Because it's the original piece where the mastery really is being held. So it's important for the mind to realize the power is not in perfection. It's not in monitoring this and being very vigilant and like when I used to knit, pulling out 30 rows of stitches because I see one drop stitch. That's not where the power is. The power is in allowing yourself to enjoy the mastery of what you're doing. The power is actually in the energy that we're putting into this craft, right? So consider where you are naturally good at something, or you've developed a skill at something where you really don't have to think about it. See where you're second guessing yourself, where you maybe your mind stepping in and offering its own take on something or its own judgment about something. See if you can get the mind to be quiet. So letting your mind know, just trust me, I know how to do this. Trust me, I know how to do this. If your mind can just be quiet, it can start to appreciate the magic you're bringing into the world. That's our card for today. See you tomorrow for our next one. Bye.